Hello everyone, welcome. Today, we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing, where we get to drive the legendary M1 Procar. We got ourselves a whole lot of settings to get done, whole lot of races to do. I think we should dive in. I think we got this. We got a lot to get done, a lot to do. It's gonna be fun. So I want to slightly soften the rear dampers. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of oversteer steering. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Yeah. Welcome forward, Shelby GT. Hope you're well. Let's drive this thing. We don't have a whole lot of options for our races right now. We got 3 races, and only one of them will result in us not getting completely curb stomped. So let's do the one make race at Tsukuba Circuit. Racing one of only 44 M1 Pro cars built. Yes, the high revving inline 6. This is gonna be fun. Alright, off to a great launch. Start checking topless gun switch stream. Oh yeah, more stuff from my winter car. Interesting. Yeah, I'll probably wait to play that one until like... I probably won't get it as soon as it comes out early access. I'd probably wait until like more content's added and like lots of bugs are fixed and everything like that. But from what I gather, Topless Gun seems to be focusing a lot more on making it a lot more to do out of the box from my winter car compared to my summer car. Which is nice. Oh, come on, gotta watch the exit. Come on, we gotta find a way around. That is a dive. Can we make it stick though? Yes, if just barely. Oh, they lose multiple places. They lost multiple places in that corner. Rivet is not my favorite car in my winning car. Well, I better like it because it's gonna be basically your main like car you build and everything. So, welcome, Mr. Cool Dude. Right now we are driving the BMW M1 Procar. It is the last of the competition cars. We have to get to level 10 and a goal to get every vehicle up to its max level. And we're doing quite well on that front. Oh gosh, it's a little spicy. It is a car from the late 70s, early 80s. While it is a race car, it's an old race car. And we are in a one make race. Just like the real M1 Procar was primarily used in was one make racing as a support series for the Formula 1 World Championship, where you had the likes of F1 drivers racing against other racing drivers from around the world in order to get cash prizes. And the winner of the championships would get their own road-going BMW M1 street version, which was the grand prize. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. But yeah, the first season was won by Niki Lauda, where he got his own M1 road car. And that one is now a big ticket item on auctions because it has the additional pedigree of being owned by a multi-time F1 world champion. You know, just the little things that add a couple of zeros to the price tag. Oh, that is definitely a brake failure there. Come on. But yeah, this thing, powered by a very, very high revving inline 6, naturally aspirated, making a very impressive amount of horsepower, primarily due to just how high it revs. It is a beast of a machine. And we're surprisingly doing well here so far. I'm happy about this. I am very happy about this, actually. Oh, that is a little bit late on the brakes. Yeah, we're gonna run a little bit wide here, but it's gonna leave us vulnerable to the M1 behind us. But yeah, honestly, the M1, outside of being used in the One Make series, it did have a little bit of a stint. Oh gosh, mid-engine. Mid-engine moment. Mid-engine moment right there. That is not good. Okay, do not get on the curbs when they're wet in a vehicle like the M1 Procar. That is very no bueno. All right, let's see if we can't gain that time back. That is a lot of time to gain back. Welcome, JB. I'm not sure what fish is, but all right. Welcome. Finally beat Grant Smith throughout the Grant Smith. Nice, very nice. We're getting very close to beating Grant Smith. We only got a couple of championships left, and only one more endurance race. So we'll probably do that before the end of the year, I think. I don't have a whole lot of time to beat it, I think, but I think we can beat it on time. All right. Oh gosh. Like it does the Ferrari F14T thing where like it understeers and oversteers at the same time. I don't particularly like that. I'll have to see if I can't get that adjusted out of the setup. Hey, driving any open wheel cars? I don't know, I kind of like them. The only one I don't like in that racing series is the race on the test course. But the other one's a high downforce, so they're really, really fun to drive. Ooh, DC2, very nice. The Teggy. Oh, stop touching me. I need to save as many points as possible so I can actually get this thing upgraded. So I can actually, you know, fight better in these races. So that's the hardest thing is getting it leveled up enough early on so you can actually win these races and, you know, get the points. Oh gosh, a little snappy there. A little bit of a twitch. Oh gosh, no. Not Lil Teggy. Alright, we're right into the slipstream of second place. We may have lost the win here due to my own skill issues. But, I think we can do this. It's first in every race in DNF in Monaco. Ah, but Monaco is so much fun. You get to do the full, like, Monaco Grand Prix race distance, too. It's one of my favorite tracks in Gran Turismo 3. That and, Laguna Seca. Oh, gosh. No. Save it. I gotta figure out why it's just randomly snapping on me. 'Cause that is strange. I did not like that. I did not like that one bit, so I have to figure out why it's doing that. Come on, come on, come on. Only got 2 laps left. We can definitely secure a 2nd place, I think. So let's do this right behind. We can keep it stable through this section here. We can get it to the inside of the hairpin. After the Dunlop Bridge. We can get it there. There we go, there's a pass. Hopefully it feels better. Hopefully this doesn't have more like annoying shit. Yeah, hopefully your data got saved, man. Hopefully. Oh gosh. Hi, don't be on my inside. Oh, you're gonna be right on my inside, aren't you? You looking for it? Dive to the inside here. Yeah, we're gonna hug the apex. Yeah, you're gonna try to go around the outside. It ain't gonna work there. It is definitely not gonna work there. Ah, rip. Nope, gotta start again, I guess. That is unfortunate. Oh yeah, I just saw the second part. They restarted level progress. Ah, okay, yeah, that is bad, man. That is a rip. It's a little bit. Yeah, I saw that. I'm super excited for that. Hopefully we get to see them, you know, back to like rally racing and everything. It's been a while. It's been a while. But no, seriously, that'd be super cool. We're getting Lancia and potentially Super back. Definitely Lancia and WRC too. So that's not too bad. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully we get some good stuff out of that. Ah, no level up. No level up. CVT SEOs. CVT anything is kind of a crime. I'm not a big fan of CVT. CVT, more like CBT. Ugh. Alright, we got a race in Enthusia. Let's see if I can actually do half decently here. We're not in the wet, but we are on a much bumpier track. But we are basically... you know, on this car's home track. Although I never raced here on its inaugural season, as by the time it actually, you know, was produced, F1 was no longer racing on Enthusia. It's a new Alpine. Interesting. Oh gosh, that is death. That is absolute death. Like it just gets crossed up on their braking, and I don't know why. Normally I could just say, you know, move the brake bias a little bit forwards, but you can't do that. Oh well, once we're moving and everything, we're okay. It's just the heavy braking zones into the lower speed corners. Oh, that A10. Is it really a modern McLaren? It's lightweight, fairly low power. Like if you look at like the 570 and all that stuff, they're making nearly double what the A110 is. I'm not exactly sure it could be considered a mini McLaren from either a price tag standpoint or anything like that. I mean, fair on that part, yeah. Didn't get a manual, but like, from the whole lightweight, fairly low power, like design philosophy, it feels kind of more like a French Elise. At least in every sim I've driven it in. The GT4 especially, like if you look at the A110 GT4 versus like the McLaren GT4, they feel very, very, very different. McLaren's got a crazy high top speed, whereas the Alpine, even still, the Alpine just feels much lighter. It's much more of kind of like a nippier vehicle. Whereas McLaren feels kind of more balanced, similar to like the Mercedes AMG GT4, or like the mid-engine version of that, where it's kind of decent in pretty much everything, but not particularly great at one thing or another. It's got one of the better top speeds of the GT4 cars though, whereas the Alpine has a fairly low top speed and makes it most of its time in the corners and under braking. The Alpine's only got that little inline 4. Place will apparently be EV. I'm not sure how I feel about that. On one hand, you had the Renault 5 EV thingy, which looks pretty cool. On the other hand, I don't know. I'm always a little skeptical on EV, like sports cars, just because it adds a lot of weight. Alright, come on, big send through here. I don't know. Virtually, I've driven it. I don't feel it. It definitely feels kind of similar to like a Lotus Exige more than anything else. Not Exige. What's the V6 one? The Evora. It kind of feels more like an Evora. But yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, on dry roads, the BMW feels so much better. It's in the same platform as the current one. That's gonna be adding a lot of weight. I don't know how I feel about that. That is gonna add a lot of weight. Yeah. You're repeating yourself, by the way. I'm not sure if that's an internet issue or what have you, but you're coming in twice on my side. Yeah, and you're coming in twice on the chat as well. I thought he was getting cut up. Ah, that's why. But yeah, no, like the designs themselves are really, really cool. Like you can tell, like, you know, they're taking a lot of inspiration from their older vehicles, and they're really kind of using that to really, you know, kind of make something new from that improved, you know, era and everything, but still keeping that initial like design philosophy, which is pretty cool. The French are nothing if but stylish. Yeah, because at the time, Renault and Nissan had shared kind of like ownership or joint partnership. I forget the exact terminology, but it was under Eddie Gosinge. But now that is not the case. Now that is no longer the case. Honestly, itself, like the Nissan Sentra engine's not bad per se. You just gotta make sure you don't have that paired to a CVT like they have it in the Sentra. His engine itself is fairly reliable and lightweight and everything, and fairly cheap. You put in a light enough weight chassis. Yeah, you can make decent stuff out of that. No, I know what you meant. Holy moly, this thing is fast though. Only 5 gears. But 187 miles an hour. I will happily take that. That is plenty of speed. Alright, second gear. Smooth through here. There we go. And across the line. There we go. There's the victory. There's a victory. Absolutely stretching out that 3.5 liter inline 6. 470 horsepower. And it makes its power at 9,000 RPMs. That's its peak power. That is crazy. That is super peaky into power. Yeah, the turbo probably does a lot of the heavy lifting. Alright, next race. Where are we going? Tsukuba again. I'll take that. It's also a vent in the cabin to put more engine sound. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Depends if you want it like louder or quieter. Alright, let's see if we can actually win this. Oh, I love the pops and bangs. Yeah. And I mean, the paddle shifters definitely... The paddle shifters are definitely, you know, give you a little bit more control. So it's close enough to a manual. For some people, anyway. Yeah, so we're gonna be pretty much competing in one-make races in this, for HLB GT. We're gonna be, just because this vehicle is not fast enough for like any of the other cars to be competitive against. Like, you look at the other like odds. We're in the, you know, 15s and 16s. We're gonna get we're gonna get absolutely pounded. But here we, you know, we can at least compete against equal machinery. Yeah, I knew it was pushrod. Pretty interesting as well. It's kind of designed that way for, you know, reliability, and also to adapt an engine directly from Renault, from one of their passenger vehicles. I forget which one exactly. But yeah, it was basically that way for the durability, ease of manufacture, and everything like that. As at the time, overhead valve technology was still kind of overhead cam technology was still a little more unique, a little expensive. Yeah, that's impressive. Granted, you probably didn't want to rev it up to that much too often. You get a little bit of that valve float and everything. But yeah, with light enough components, which the Alpine had, you could absolutely get away with that. It was a fairly low displacement engine too. You know, it was like, what, 1.6 liters? Something around that, like that. So not too much moving weight. There we go, up into the lead. As we now have 8 laps to go. Yeah, still, I'm not sure I would entirely trust revving to 8. I think I would definitely keep it below the red line, especially nowadays, so the vehicle is much more valuable. And it's probably harder to get replacement parts for the engine. Probably. I imagine a skilled enough person could remanufacture or something. Come on, keep it smooth through here. Yes! Oh my gosh, this thing is an absolute beast though. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's because it's a low enough power. It's a low enough power, and it's lightweight enough that for the most part, it's not nearly as unmanageable. It's the same thing with kind of like the earlier Porsches. So they weren't too bad because they were only making like, you know, like 100, 150 at max horsepower. Well, it was only really once the Porsche started getting like turbochargers and like everything like that that they really become known as like the widow makers with the turbo lag and the, you know, the snappier handling and everything. Earlier Porsches were, from what I gather, from what I've heard other people say as well, from like the time period, easier-ish to drive. I mean, yeah, balance be like that as well, but like with the lower power, you know, you're reaching lower speeds, you're, you know, much more manageable. Oh, come on, save it. A little bit, yeah, it does look a little strange. To be fair, it mainly looks a little bit strange to you just because we're so used to the A110 as like the, you know, Alpine. Hang on 1 second. Ah, sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Yeah, it was just super lightweight. So even if it only had around like 100, 110 horsepower, almost like... Gosh, sorry about that. That second sneeze was bad. Yeah, it was basically like a body just kind of on like the bare minimum chassis you could put on. That was nice. But anyway, we are driving the M1 Procar. This absolute racing machine. Outside of its one make series, it did also compete in Group 5 races, as well as in some regional tarmac rallies. However, it wasn't nearly as successful in either of those, as it was primarily in the Procar Championship. In Group 5, it kind of came in at the end, when manufacturers like Porsche and everyone were kind of more dominant in their turbo technology. And BMW kind of did not get the chance to really fully develop the vehicle for Group 5 like they wanted to. And then in rally racing, it was mostly semi-privateer entries that did okay pace-wise on tarmac rallies, but suffered a lot of reliability issues. Yeah. No, this is really cool though. Absolutely love this vehicle. And you had the art car as well that competed in Le Mans, which was really awesome as well. One of the earlier BMW art cars. Gosh, gotta keep it under control though. This thing is spicy in the wet. It may have racing tires, it may have, you know, racing aero, but it has, you know, 1970s, 1980s racing aero. So not particularly fast. Actually, BMW did a mod on M1. They almost did. They had a concept car not long ago, about a decade ago now, I think. Maybe a little bit less than a decade ago. of the M1 homage, and it was their concept car. Unfortunately, it never made production, but it looked really good. Fortunately, the only thing we've gotten from BMW nowadays that's even kind of close to the M1 is the i8, and even then, that's just kind of only in a sense that it is basically like a hyper premium, semi-experimental, mid-engine sports car. I mean, they gotta make it so it's not, you know, 1-to-1. But yeah, it wasn't particularly great. It wasn't particularly bad either, but it wasn't fast. Yeah, the Group 5 version of these are really cool as well. Although insane turbo lag. Insane turbo lag and everything like that. As well as being a little bit less developed than the Porsche 935s of the era really kind of hurt it. Yeah, no, I don't see the i8 as a supercar per se. It's more kind of like a very high-end, like, status symbol / sports car. It's still sporty. Like, from what I gather... Oh, gosh, can it stop twitching at the exit there? Like, they still handle very, very well. They just don't really have a whole lot of grunt to them. But they genuinely drive, like, fairly good. At least from what I've seen other people say on the internet and everything. I'm getting an i8 for less than 40 grand, which... Yeah, depreciation mainly. Knew they were a lot more expensive. But nowadays, they haven't exactly reached cult classic status yet. But they've depreciated enough, they're old enough that they're not really cutting edge technology anymore either. So they're kind of cheaper. Maintenance though on them is very, very expensive, as some mechanics won't touch it with the hybrid system. So oftentimes you'll need to take it to a dealer. Yeah, carbon fiber monocoque. Which is really cool. Like I said, like it had a lot good going for it, but it was kind of more so like a design study in how like electric sports cars could be. And honestly, I think it did a good job on that front. But like, yeah, it definitely looks faster than it actually is, I think. It's still a cool car though. I would absolutely love to give one like a drive and everything like that, just to see what it's like. Cause I heard they're genuinely pretty fun. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's basically that. It's basically like a test a test case to see how well a hybrid electric sports car could not only perform but then like sell. And it does job fairly well. But yeah, it's definitely closer to kind of like sports car level performance. Just with much faster pace. Really? Back again at Tsukuba? Okay, that's fine. That's fine, we can do that. If they pulled a Honda CV with a transmission in it. I think it's got a dual clutch transmission, right? Like a paddle shift transmission. I thought. Like, yeah, it's not full on like manual, but I'm pretty sure it has like the paddle shift. Does it really? Ugh. That's unfortunate. If it's a CVT, then it's probably one of the better CVTs in the market though, but still. Ugh. Not my thing. Hey yo, can you not like twitch in front of me like that, buddy? Yeah, it may have like preset like settings on like the weights for the CVT, but still. Alrighty. Oh boy, little twitch, little twitch. But yeah, the Group 5 BMW M1, a lot more power than the M1 Procar, from 470 up to around 800. Some are supposed to say 850 in quali trim. Yeah, like fun, sure, but like the general reliability and like overheating issues that CVTs face, I'm not the biggest fan of that part. I've seen too many family members and friends' cars go due to CVT issues. Admittedly, most of them have been Nissans, but still. I don't like that. It's given CVTs a very bad rap in my eyes, as I've seen too many of them go. I mean, that's true, but you'd also rather not, like, make the reliability even worse, though. To be honest, that's probably why. That might actually be why some of the M1s, not the M1s, some of the i8s are so cheap. If they had CVT issues, like so many other vehicles. Alright, come on. Keep it under control. Yeah, that is true too. Which is pretty cool. Ooh, 101 in the wet. We could probably get under that in the dry. If the game ever lets us race here in the dry. That would be super awesome. Oh, can you not? Yeah, I guess that might be fair. Still, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. I mean, that's a given. Nissan cars nowadays are pretty terrible. One other cool thing about the M1 is the art cart that competed in the 1979 24 Hours of Le Mans. It actually was painted by Andy Warhol. And it finished second in class, which wasn't too bad. Not bad for an art car, not bad for an BMW as well. Be a little bit careful here. Try not to get the rear end to lock up. Try not to get it to spin on exit either. We are getting better at driving this. We're kind of getting a little bit more used to the mid-engine twitchiness of this vehicle. Come on. Keep it smooth. Keep it smooth. Braking right at the runoff road there. 80 versus Diabolical. Yeah, it had a very tall gear, or very long gearing for top speed. Just because the vehicle itself was already kind of known for being twitchy. And so this kind of helped manage it and kind of lengthen it out a bit. as it meant that you weren't always in the power band and everything like that when driving. Still, it made use mostly of the power bands, the vast majority of it. Oh gosh, too late on the brakes there. That's the dry braking point. That is the dry braking point. Come on, come on. No spin here though. I mean, if someone did, that's it's a very expensive car to do that swap to. Not that many M1 road cars were made either. Had a fairly short production cycle. And some nowadays have gone for, you know, a couple $100,000. Like they're pretty big ticket items nowadays. Very, very pricey. Be an interesting swap though. Oh, come on, a little bit of a twitch. Okay, stop the Ferrari through it. Yeah, fair, but the 308 is also significantly less expensive on average than an M1. Though Ferrari still probably absolutely spanked them with the cease and assist. Probably. There we go, 2 more laps to go to make sure we absolutely extend the gap on that. Perfect, limit walk on it as well. Yeah, I'm sure Ferrari was super happy about that. But I mean, the 308 is a significantly more common and a much less expensive vehicle. The M1 is, pricey. That is for sure. Come on. Down to the gears. Come on. Heading on to the final lap. Let's do this. Let's absolutely send it. Man, this thing sounds so good too in the high revving inline 6. Absolutely sounds gorgeous. I'd love to see one of these IRL. One of the pro cars. Such a great vehicle. Huh. Wonder if that's what eventually led to the development of the McLaren Speedtail later on. That kind of like idea. That's pretty cool though. So now it's trying to reboot a 918 as well. Ooh, very nice. I do absolutely love the 918. It is a really cool vehicle. Oh, only recently. Fair enough, fair enough. But I got a little bit more details as well on the BMW M1 that Niki Lauda had won as the prize car for the winning the M1 Procar championship. I mean, I guess, but like they're bringing lap times on everything. Still. Anyway, I got a little bit more detail on the M1 prize car that was awarded to Niki Lauda. It was sold at an auction. Well, Lauda sold it shortly after winning it in the 1979 season. But in 2017, it was sold in Atlanta, Georgia, for around $1.75 million, with the full provenance and documentation stating that it was originally gifted to Niki Lauda by BMW as a prize car for winning the championship. When you compare it to the standard Hagerty valuation, which is around $500,000 for that Hagerty estimates, that is a major increase. The M1 Procar that was raced by Niki Lauda had an even crazier provenance though, as it was a customer entered number 5 Procar that was actually run by Ron Dennis, the future McLaren boss, for the full 1979 season. So that is that going for it. Afterwards, it was raced by John Watson and Jochen Mass in the Kiel 1000 kilometers, where it finished 3rd in class. In 1980, Hans Joachim Stuck took over the wheel and finished 3rd in the M1 Procar Championship, winning at both Monaco and the Nürburgring rounds. After that, it was then converted to Group 5 specifications and actually sold to the same company that managed Pink Floyd. So you have the Pink Floyd tie-in, you have multiple Formula 1 legends driving this. It is a championship winning car, right? It was then converted to Group 5 specifications, where it finished 3rd in class at the Brands Hatch 1000 kilometer and entered Le Mans in 1981 and 1982. Alright. So already probably one of the most famous pro cars in history, right? Probably. This thing, chassis number 4301028, right? It's got quite a bit of provenance to it. You ready? You ready for the valuation? So I was looking that up. It was listed for 2.5 million Great British pounds. In 2024. That is insane. 2.5 million pounds for that racing car. That is expensive. It's stuck on it. Well, it must have been like a toy then, right? But yeah, it's crazy how just being like, you know, owned or driven by certain people allows the vehicle's value to just absolutely skyrocket. It's Aurora. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But yeah, that is absolutely crazy. The valuation of some of those vehicles. But it is crazy just how much like prominence that one specific M1 had, where it was driven and won the championship by Laura, driven by Joachim Stuck, and your Mass as well. Privateered by Ron Dennis of McLaren fame, then owned by the literal managing company of Pink Floyd, converted to Group 5 specification, had multiple different podiums in class throughout its lifetime, outside of the Procar Championship. Like, that is genuinely impressive. That is genuinely impressive for that vehicle. Come on, onto the brakes. Get it smooth through the Dunlop Bridge. It's gonna take a little bit to get this one leveled up to level 10, I think. That is okay. That is alright. We're still vibing. We're still vibing and surviving. He's buffering. I haven't heard anything for the past minute. Lovely. Yeah, your Wi-Fi is being like super jank, man. I'm sorry. Let's keep this smoothness going. We are running sub-minute lap times, which is great. Absolutely amazing. Let's see if we can't get it any quicker. See if we can't get into the 58s. Maybe feasible, but it's gonna be a little bit difficult. Come on, put the rubber down. Ooh, okay, a little bit wide there. That's an invalid 58, but it's a 58. That's not the way I wanted to do it. But I will take that. Come on. Honestly, we got the vehicle set up that we can really do well in these one make series races. Yeah, seeing some like the ads on those games and everything, it's like a time warp. Like you seeing like Best Buy and this singular ad and like Need for Speed Underground 2 is crazy. Or like X-Mods ads in Underground 1. I miss X-Mods. And why did Radio Shack have to go under? X-Mods were cool. X-Mods was so cool. Alright, come on. Easy through here. Alright. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the gameplay of Recreation. It's definitely it feels very rushed, and I've heard like a lot of the stuff, a lot of the assets are just kind of like bought. I don't know, it doesn't look particularly enjoyable. And this is coming from someone who genuinely enjoys the Burnout games as well. Just not my thing, I guess. But like, it just, I don't know, it looks jank. It looks so jank. It looks and feels kind of like lifeless almost. Like there's too many like mile-long straight roads, like no traffic or anything like that. Alright, come on. Come on, get to the finish. There we go. Nice. Very, very nice. Oh man, that was a good race. We did well. Point of recreation is you build the map in your own course instead of saying be. I guess, but I don't know. I'm not sure that kind of like works well for like the Burnout physics like idea. But it is what it is. Are we really racing at Tsukuba again? Bro. Genuinely, we had one non-Tsukuba race. I'm gonna skip that and go to another one. I'm gonna go to another one. Ooh, there we go. Lowen searing. Yes! The multiplayer is fun as single player slot cluster. Okay. At least there's something that's good in it. Still. I don't know. It might just not be for me, because I'm not a big multiplayer fan anyway. Alright, come on. Big speed. I want to see now that it's gotten upgrades, like what we can do on these tracks. The handling feels so much more agile. I'm still not sure we'll be able to really compete against some of the big boy race cars. But we got the speed to really kind of, you know, put up a good solid fight. Tsukuba boat on Vespas. I mean, they've raced at a Hatsu Mijo on there in best motoring. It's not that far away performance-wise, right? Ooh, spicy. Down in the first gear. Gotta watch the oversteer coming out of this hairpin. I'm not sure how well that would fit in there, but I'm sure someone's probably done it. I don't know, I wouldn't mind restoring like a historic Vespa. Get some like old scooters and everything like that and like kind of fix them up. It'd be fun. I don't really have any places around me where I can like safely drive scooters though. It'd be fun to have them and like then sell them once they've been fixed up. You know, to collectors and everything like that. People that'll get much more use out of them. I got the space to work on scooters. I could probably do that. Yeah, I heard about that. It's crazy that, you know, they just robbed the place. How do you even fence those goods? Like that is basically like priceless artifacts. How do you fence goods that are like that like unique and rare, right? Like how do you do that? Ah, that's kind of interesting. All right, smooth through the banked left-hander. Honestly, that's a fairly quick lap time. But I'm also used to kind of like the sporty cars we've been previously driving. This is a full-on competition car. Ridiculous this one at least. I guess. Still. Like you gotta have someone who knows what they're doing without those kind of artifacts. M1. Back to the left, back to the left. Good stuff. Alright, solid. Bravo, security. That is... Some people have all the luck, you know, like, so there's a lot of people that feel like crazy, like, planning everything down to the last detail, you know, making sure, like, they had just not seen it all, and, like, some random witness gonna be like, oh yeah, I saw this, and police will immediately be on ass. These guys, they just walk in the front door and are like, yeah, we're robbing the place. And security's like, okay, well, have fun. It's honestly impressive. Yeah, they are French. They pretended to fix a window. Ah. Gotcha, the old Bavarian fire drill. Pretend like you're in charge, pretend like you know what you're doing and have a place to go, and then... That makes sense. Pretend like you were supposed to be there. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, I don't know, it just seems kind of silly. It definitely seems just very, very silly. Like, how do you manage that? Like, GG security. But anyway, we're almost done this race. Let's get ourselves a slightly quicker M1. As we keeping this very clean. Holy moly, that is a huge gap. I didn't realize how far ahead we were. Insecurity with a saw. Brother, it's a saw. You can't really be stabbed with a saw, right? Just literally get someone to like blindside and dive tackle them. Does it mean that they've robbed more than one? Oh gosh, bro, They're oh, power saw. Okay, power saws. Okay, a little bit more dangerous. Sure, fair, fair. Still, like you could still blindside someone with that. It's a lot more unwieldy than a knife. Hey, level 10. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. So, back to the sporty cars. Back to the sporty cars. And we got 5 options. So I'm gonna pull up the random number generator. I'm gonna pull up the random number generator. And I'm gonna pull up the display capture. And 1 through 5. If it's a 1, it's gonna be the Honda Civic Type R. If it's a 5, it's gonna be the BMW M1, the BMW 2002. It is the BMW! Alright. So this is gonna be fun. Lemon? Okay. Sure. Lemon. That's... Yeah. Lemon. Melon, welcome, Blood Wolf. Hope you well. Anyway, we're gonna be driving the BMW 2002 Turbo. Ooh, we got Polaris Silver and French name White. I'm just going with the white. In manual. Very, very nice. The 2002 Turbo. This thing's gonna be fun. This thing is gonna be great. The E20. I do need to adjust a few things though. It can be a little bit more limited slip differential. Gosh, that thing looks so cool though. But yeah, this is one of Europe's first turbocharged production cars. I can do the good old touring car race. I could. Probably should. I'm gonna get my ass kicked there. Let's not. Let's do the supercar meeting? Typo stickers up front my ass would be removed from the government because they were obscene and obnoxious. Yeah, but it's just cool though. But yeah, it didn't sell too well due to the right before the OPEC and oil embargo triggered fuel shortages, reduced speed limits, and car-free Sundays in Germany. It didn't sell too many, but production ran until 1975. It's one of the first production turbo vehicles in Europe. It had a mechanically fuel-injected 2-liter. What year is it? 2002? The 2002 was launched from 1973 to 1975. So it had a 3-ish year, probably closer to 2-year production run. When I was going to request with the government to move them. Yeah. But yeah, this thing, 2-liter mechanically fuel injected inline 4, producing 8 pounds of boost and made around 168 horsepower and almost 180 foot-pounds of torque. Fairly nice. Lightweight, agile. Okay, I'm doing okay. Work break. Final break at work. Go for sentence, finish another go. Ooh, nice. How's Coda been treating you, Bloodwolf? What kind of times you been running there? All I know about it is Minimage in 2002. Makes sense. Dachi, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. We just got done driving the BMW M1 Procar, and we're in yet another BMW. And this one is the 2002 Turbo. 4-speed manual, limited slip differential. Managed at the pantries, nice. What you managed to get? If you want, you can DM me some of the things you got. I can maybe get you some recipes to help kind of like stretch your buck. If you want. Well, they basically just removed the turbo stickers on the front. Apparently. As there were some people that complained that it would be, you know, dangerous driving or whatever. And the logo. And the logo, yes. They made crap load of Arizona Palmer. Oh, Palmer iced tea. Nice. Very nice. Hopefully you like that. Not really sustenance, but you at least get some drinkage, some beverage. Logo looks sick. Looking forward to seeing it then. I will say it is interesting driving a car with only a 4-speed from the 70s. I was expecting maybe like a 5-speed at this stage. Nope, 4-speed it is. 4-speed it is. Got a bunch of jar drinks too, but no can opener. Oh no. RIP. Chronically CPU and suffer. Make sure you're eating right as well. That could also cause issues. If you're eating at like the wrong times, or like you're not getting like enough of certain nutrients, that can also cause issues. Yeah, you can also get sleepy if you oversleep as well. It's difficult. As I basically swing between, alright, 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, 12 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep. So, yeah. There we go, a nice second place. I will take that. Very, very nice. One other cool thing about the, say 40,000 pounds. Jeez. It's crazy, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hopefully she feels better. Anyway, we got it later. But the one of the cool things about the 2002 Turbo was that it actually, on the old Hockenheim, it lapped within 2 seconds of the contemporary at the time Porsche 911 Turbo, which is very impressive. I think this is back when I was working 2 jobs and trying to get off the streets. But yeah, don't do that, please. Take care of your body. I'm begging y'all. Take care of yourself. Oh yeah, the 8 series of the 90s are pretty cool as well. Trying to figure out if it was cheap to get a moped or cheap to get an e-bike. Depends on like insurance and stuff like that. I know an e-bike's probably easier to like actually like store in like your apartment or whatever. So if you're worried about like a moped getting stolen, that might be safer. So if you want to like protect your investment and everything, that could be an option. Plus also, do you need to insure an e-bike? I know you probably need to insure a scooter, but do you need to insure an e-bike? True, yeah, if the battery blows up, that is true. Go get some music. Yeah, probably smart. Get some of that, you know, some protein in ya. Something warm as well. For the Group 5 version, the BMW 2002 Turbo. Ooh. There's a lot of great Group 5 cars. The BMW M1, the 3-liter CSL. You do need to insure an e-bike. Damn, because that would have been the big thing. Is okay, more expensive initially, but cheaper on like the insurance. Do see what the rates are compared to e-bikes versus like full on like, you know, Vespa scooters and everything. Do you still need to register a scooter though, right? I think. Like you need to get it tagged and titled. I wanted a beater car, but you have to upkeep that. True. Yep. The E46 M3. Oh. For me, it's the Z8. I love the Z8s. That is just such a beautiful vehicle. Wasn't just you need a lot with an e-bike. Oh, what else do you need? Oh gosh. Come on, keep it under control. You need like 2 locks at least. You need insurance, a full face helmet. Alright, 2 locks isn't too bad. Insurance could be pricey. Full face helmet's a little... that could be pricey as well. About 200 bucks-ish. But I mean, if you're going those speeds an e-bike can go, yeah, it makes sense to get a full face helmet. To be sure. Damn. I mean, I guess it's due to like the sheer number of like e-bike thefts that have been happening in cities. This is why we can't have nice things, because people steal shit. Locks cost like $100, $200. Oh, it needs to be like certified locks. Damn. Okay. That's like $1,000 up here and everything. Yeah, that's a lot more expensive. Plus the initial price of the e-bike too. So yeah, that's expensive. What about the scooter? Get a cheaper e-bike, but it's Chinese. Yeah, and with like all the other stuff, I don't know. You may want to consider your options for that too, and just see what it's like. Costs as much in a moped. So what all do you need for like a moped then? I know obviously insurance, probably tag and title, I think. Obviously full face helmet as well, I'm pretty sure. What about the anti-theft devices? Favorite 80s to 2000 Mercedes. The 190e Evo. You can get a scooter for like 1,000 to 3,000 depending on model. Not bad at all. They're fairly cheap, fairly easy to maintain as well. A little bit more maintenance and upkeep pricing compared to the e-bike. You know, oil, fuel, all that stuff. But like, it's not a lot. Tag, title, insurance, reverse helmet, and alarm. I imagine the alarm is installed on the scooter itself. You may want to see. You may want to see. If you can't find one that has an alarm already equipped. You do need gear, but it depends. Yeah, that's fair. Gosh, that is. Either way, that's kind of pricey. I imagine though, like tag and title for like a scooter is cheaper than that for a car. You're paying like less road tax and everything on it because it's, you know, not causing nearly as much wear and tear. Oh, excuse, sorry. I imagine for like an older Vespa as well, or like an older model, insurance is probably on the cheaper side too. Probably. Oh yeah, dang. Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Alright, let's get a solid second place here. This will be good. And across the line. Very nice. But yeah, with the 2002's performance and rarity nowadays, well-preserved examples can easily fetch from 150,000 over $300,000, depending on variants and everything. Even on Facebook Marketplace, you've seen people selling food and questionable overpriced cars that could be made for 10K for 100,000 miles. Oof. Rip. Audi never cared for? There's some Audis. Like the Audi Quattro is nice. But from 1982, that's almost 10K. I mean, with that one, that's more of kind of like a vintage style like car. As they're starting to kind of come up in price. All right, let's do the race in the Nürburgring. Let's do the race in the Nürburgring. It's an RX-7 for sale. 55K. FD or FC? Because that'll probably. That'll probably change the pricing a bit. FD, yeah, that's fair. FDs are a lot more expensive nowadays because of the JDM supercar tax and everything. Still, that is still a little on the pricey side. I like how you have the turbo blow-up valve on this. It's so cute. Oh, that is death. That is very much death. Oh, come on. Get out of the dirt. But right now we got a BMW M1 the E30 being chased down by the E20. What's cool though with the BMW 2002 is while the turbo version was never homologated for racing, as less than 2,000 of those were made, the naturally aspirated 2002 was, and it competed fairly well. Things beautiful on the moped is a winner ebook. Yeah, you get really cold there, and the battery dying as well in the cold. I can get a brick revolver for 5,000. Let's go, brick. That'd be a fun project car to have. going all out on a brick Volvo. Ooh, we are being chased down. That is a downside, is we don't exactly have a high top speed. We got good handling. We got good handling. But, not a whole lot else. We got good acceleration, too. I say as I understeer off into the dirt. Oh gosh, we got the Alpha. We got the Alpha GTA behind us. I gotta sneeze as well. Oh gosh, there we go. It's crazy you can buy food on Facebook. You can buy everything on Facebook. It is weird. But no, honestly, that is actually the big scandal recently. Is they've been finding that some people have been engaging in Snap and WIC fraud, where they apply for like that type of stuff, and then they get as much food as like they're allowed to and everything. I take care, blah blah. Have a great night, and then they sell it for money on like different online retailers and everything like that. And it's apparently a big issue, especially like in Baltimore and everything like that. It's they're cracking down on it hard, on like the fraud and everything, on like the welfare fraud. I know back in the 2010s in Minnesota, late 2010s, early 2020s, there was a big welfare fraud case with the Feeding Our Futures charity that was taking advantage of government benefits and everything. People use EBT, I bet, to be honest. Yeah, like for the most part, most people use it the way it's intended to and everything like that. And it's just some people, like, they abuse the system. And when they do that, it kind of ruins it for, like, everyone else, unfortunately. Because then people see the headlines and they think everyone on that system is, like, abusing it. And, like, don't get me wrong, you gotta take out the fraud early, cut it out and everything, but still. It's funny how they get an EBT, but they still can't fix the African Prince scammers and maybe. Yeah, ooh, yeah. I mean, to play devil's advocate, at least with that, like the EBT fraud's happening kind of within our own like borders and everything, so it's a lot easier to track. But yeah, trust me, I fully support. I fully support drone striking scam call centers. I think those are, I fully support that. The FBI wants me to give them $5,000 in Google Play gift cards. Sure, buddy. Oh gosh. Alright, stay on the carousel. Stay on the carousel. Guy who did that? What? Gave someone $5,000 in Google gift cards. I didn't fall off my friend. A little spicy. Little spicy there. The Beamer is still a little bit spicy on the curb, so we gotta be careful with that. Rocky there. Yeah, it do be rocky. Very bumpy. Makes the rear wanna step out. Combine that with turbo lag and it's okay. Understeer. Now he was shutting down scam call centers. Based. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Absolutely based. A modern day Robin Hood. The modern day folk hero taking down the scammers one call at a time. That's one thing I would love to do. Is like, I wish I knew more about like computers and everything, and was like one of those like white hat hackers. I would love to just get in and just like absolutely just destroy their entire systems with code. It'd be so much fun. That'd be so much fun. Like, holy moly. Kaboga's my favorite, so. Yes! Why did you redeem? Do not redeem! No! Dude is a legend. Like, is it just a waste time? Yeah, no, if I had the know-how, I would absolutely love to just completely wreck all the computers. I would absolutely love to do that. That would be so much fun. Why they always go cursing though? From what I gather, it's oftentimes because it's easier to curse when like English isn't like your first language. Well, it's easier. Let me phrase it. It's easier to curse in a language that's like not like your native language and everything. So like with that, it's easier to kind of default to swearing. It's not that hard to be honest. True. What I would love to do is I would like to kind of like disable like all like the thermal protections, you know, like your computer's too hot, it is shutting down or whatever, right? Disable that and then just get like their CPUs and GPUs to just completely like overclock until it just complete hardware destruction. I would love to make that happen. Cause then they gotta, you know, spend all the money to like actually like rebuild and everything. And at that point, it's just not worth the investments. Just keep doing that. You'll solve the problem. I wanna know how to do that. Yeah. But that's why I don't like giving myself power, because I am a genuinely evil person. I am not a nice person. I'm not a good person. But yeah, I'm not gonna say how on YouTube, but it's pretty easy. Ooh, okay. Okay, I gotta look that up then. I gotta look that up then. What is someone in your job's doing on a down low? I am not gonna say too much about my job, but it is. I am more so on the engineering side. I'm a contractor. I build things for people, so I don't necessarily listen to everyone or whatever. Maybe just DM me that if you can. If not, no big deal. But oh gosh, what was I gonna say? But I don't really directly work with the end government users that use the things that I build. But I'm more hardware side than software side. I ain't saying all that. I was thinking out loud. Fair enough. I write to myself to do it too much. Yeah, all good. If it's too much of a hassle, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah, we might be a little bit down on speed here. That was a reactive block if I ever saw one. Also, I like how we have the new Mini Cooper. Schrodinger's German car. Some games say it's British, some games say it's German. Because on one hand, it is still historically a British brand. On the other hand, it is owned by BMW. And shares a lot of BMW components. So it is Schrodinger's German car. Okay, a little bit of understeer there. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe. It do be like that. Alright, come on, we gotta get back up ahead of the Mini. We're not gonna be beaten by a fake German car. Or maybe we are, because that curb just completely sucked us. And we got, like, no traction. Oh, that's fun. Okay, we gotta make up grounds. We gotta make up ground now. I think I need to extend, actually, the gear ratios to have higher top speed. Because that is our Achilles heel right now, is we just have no top speed. And Kerber is a detractor. Kerber was something. That thing literally just, like, as soon as we barely touched it, it was like, nope. Do you like spinning? Too bad, mother fire trucker, you gonna be spinning. Yep, understeer. Alright, 5th place it is. I am not gonna be able to catch that Mini at this stage. I need to adjust some settings. I need to adjust some settings. Because holy mother of mothers. Really? Yeah. It is all bent out of shape. Like the weight just gets thrown around too much. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. And I'm gonna see what else I can do. Right now it is just, it doesn't feel particularly good to drive. It's not really living up to the turbo BMW kind of vibes. I thought we wouldn't get any points for like leveling it up either. This race is kind of a bit of a waste. Oh well, we got to drive on the cool German streets, but like still. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh gosh, we literally only beat the Beetle. Yeah, we got next to no points. All right. That's gonna hurt our ranking. Yeah, okay. So we wanna adjust some settings here. Do that. Little bit there. A little bit more locking on the rear. There we go. That should make it a little bit more stable. That should make it a little bit better overall. So we should be okay now, I think. Get the Pacific Challenge. We can do the Tsukuba Circuit Race. We might have an okay shot here. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. At least try to get some points. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Yep, already getting outdragged by the Impreza. Kind of figure with the all-wheel drive. Oh, we're getting swarmed. We're getting absolutely swarmed. Alright, let's see if we can get some of that that position back. The Jaguar is heavy, so we may have a chance there. Cat was trying to attack the bread. No! If the cat got stuck inside the bread, then it would have been an inbred cat. But that was genuinely terrible, and I do not apologize one bit. A giant stick of bread, and the cat just jumped. Silly kitty. The silliest of beans. Alright, come on. We gotta improve our standings. Alright, the Z4 is attacking. Alright, come on. Get around the corner, get around the corner. Oh boy. Alright, we can do this, I think. We may end up losing out though to the Z4 and the Jaguar. We are keeping the Subaru a little bit behind us. You can do it, winning son. I'm trying. The car is definitely a lot more stable now. We're able to get the power down a lot better. Doesn't feel nearly as wiggly. But Tsukuba is also a course where it's much more designed for, you know, vehicles like this as well. Very smooth, very flat. You don't really have the undulating hills and off-camber corners like you do at, whatchamacallit. At, Bergenschlucht. Oh gosh, little twitch. Little twitch. We're alright. We can do this. Oop. One, two, three. Alright, not our fastest lap, but we are holding the Subaru at bay. We can still get a podium position out of this. Which is the bare minimum of what I want. Alright, solid. Very good, very good. We got this. We got this. Alright. Consistent lap times, if nothing else. 113.67, 113.79, 113.70. All back to back to back. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. We're at least being very consistent in our braking points, in our inputs, in our lap times. We may not necessarily be the fastest on track, but we're making it work. M1. Nice and smooth. There we go. Alright, let's finish strong. Let's finish strong, chat. Onto the brakes. There we go. We got it. We got it. A little bit slower that time around. Little bit. Just a little. Still not bad. Not bad. There we go. That's some money. Oh gosh, yeah, our ranking struggling right now. Alright, let's see. We're at a fairly high level though, which is good. But we are not really up against opponents that'll give us a fair fight. Like supercar meeting? Just because it's turbocharged. I could give it a run on low end steering. Gosh. Gosh. Alright, this is gonna be difficult. Come on, you little turbo 2-liter. Need to watch Twisted One Unlimited. Ooh. Is that like the what is that? I'm trying to remember. I think you mentioned it once before. But what is that? Oh, there we go. There goes the Abarth. Run a higher line than the Evo. That's the benefit, is the other cars don't necessarily know how to run the banked corners. They struggle on banked corners massively. But on other corners, that Evo is going to catch us up very quickly. Oh, the Genevent Disney villains. Ooh, nice. Interesting, interesting. It's causing us. I can imagine. I am sure there is all kinds of I can fix her. I can fix him, moments going on. Isn't there? Isn't there? I'm pretty sure it's basically character who I kind of just liked for being a villain previously is now hot, so something like that, right? Like, all I'm saying is don't stick it in crazy. Don't let the crazy stick it in you. This thing is woke. Okay. I don't know. I don't really watch much TV that much anymore. I'm just kind of, I don't know, between like doing my other hobbies and everything, I just haven't had much time for like more like linear entertainment and everything. That sounds so like pretentious, but like generally I don't know. It's just not been as much for me. Because the MC's a dude. I guess. I don't know. Eh? You wanna see how goofy it is? Like, it's a cool concept, it could kind of work. But it'll be interesting for sure. Gosh, 4 gears sucks. I'm maxing out at 130 miles an hour. We're gonna get passed by, what is that, the Subaru behind us, I think? I'm not gonna slow it down enough for it to fully render in our mirror. The game itself is just silly. It was a game? But it's projected Disney, so it's got. Yeah. Disney's definitely trying to be like, we're not for kids anymore type of silliness. And ironically, they've kind of made some of the newest stuff even more juvenile because of that. Oh, it was a gotcha game. Interesting. Speaking of which, I need to see. Have they been delivered? So I didn't see him in my mailbox. I didn't see him by the front door. The vaults. Fair. Fair. Yeah, I gotta check after the stream. Cause I ordered something for my wife. I'm not. Yeah, it should be delivered. It should have been delivered today, actually. Twisted Willow and the MC didn't have a gen. Ah, got it. But then, like with the TV show, they had to have a character, an actual person play them. So they went with the guy. I don't know. It's just kind of strange. I don't know. Wait, you're on a call? No. I'm not on a call. But speaking of Disney stuff, I did order some things for my wife. And it's one of those things where it's like I gotta check after the stream to see if basically you reminded me that I ordered some things for people and they haven't been delivered yet, and they were supposed to have been delivered today, so now I need to see why. And Subaru had plenty of space to go to the left around me, but I'll take third place. Actually, let me just triple check this real quick. Alright, let's see. Oh, it was delivered today. It was? Hang on a sec. Where? Huh. So it was. It must have been delivered like super late because I got home fairly late. They didn't even ring the doorbell. I was home. I was home. I wasn't. I was awake. I was home. They didn't even ring the doorbell. Brother. Bro. That's ridiculous. Anyway, package delivered, package received, so we're good on that front. We are good on that front. Anyway, let's get this to level 10. 2 more levels to go. Let's do this. 2 BMWs in one night. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. America delivery. Yeah, something like that. The least they could have done is ring the doorbell. Like, come on. Alright, back to Bergenschlucht. Let's see what this little turbo monster can do. I mean, it's gotten quicker. It's definitely quicker. It feels quicker. It's the lightest. It's the lightest it can be. Ow! Really? There was no space there. Oh, I'm gonna get shunted out to the out wide by the G-Wagon. Ow! Really? Thanks. G-Wagons. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, this feels a lot more lively. This feels really good. We got the audio all quattro behind us, so we gotta be a little bit careful on that. But we are moving, we are schmooving, we are driving, we are vibing. Alright, next gear. No honor among cars. Honestly, it sounds like an album title. Ow. Bonk. Hi there. Oh boy. Easy. Very easy. There we go. Alright, brake right at the bridge. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. Ooh, twitch. Back to the left. Alright, one more lap. Come on. Can we hold first place? We got the Audi behind. Audi's nuts. But no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make sure we are all good here. Yeah, you thought you can get the cut back there on me. Nope, but did a little bit of a defensive maneuver on you. Oh boy, can we do this? The Audi's close. The Audi is closing up. We do have the power on the straights. And thankfully, the straight isn't quite long enough for us to reach our maximum speed. But we are getting very dicey. We still are on 1970s tires, if admittedly very, very high grip 1970s tires now. But, yeah, gotta be a little bit careful here. Oh boy, come on. Get back to the right. Gotta be patient. Not much further. Brake right under the bridge. Alright, not bad. Gotta stay off of the curb there. Curb is death. Curb is death. There we go. Victory! Very good. It's not a bad race. Kept it mostly clean, especially in the second lap. There we go, that's enough for a level up. Is it enough for 2? Probably not, but we can definitely get 1. There we go. So we get the grippiest of tires now. There we go, and our ranking has improved as well. Let's get another race in. One more race with the Knights. One more race with this car. Let's turbocharge a little beast. Thank you for the GGs. Supercar meeting. Alright, so a bunch of historic supercars and high performance vehicles. So we have a little bit of a shot here. Nothing newer than the 1970s. Actually, the Esprit might be 80s. But still. Let's absolutely send it. There we go, there we go. Back to the left. Alright, I think we're alright. I think we're alright. We're keeping it nice and smooth, I think. Yeah, we are. Okay, we're good. We're very good. First lap done. God, it's just beautiful. Beautiful chamois. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. White BMW. Absolutely sneaking through the field. Trying to figure out what to cook. Ooh. But what do you got on hand? What do you got on hands? What kind of ingredients do you got? Because I may be able to provide some insight. Maybe. What are some of the stuff for curry? Ooh. Maybe make like a chicken tikka masala with some coconut milk rice. Could taste pretty good. Or if you want to do kind of like a more like Japanese style curry, got apples and everything like that. Kind of mix that in with some chicken. Create some like a kind of like spicy sweet sauce. Gave me potatoes. Gonna use that and onion. Okay. Solid staple foods. Pretty healthy. Nah, too broke right now for coconut. Gonna use noodles. Alright, fair enough. Sounds tasty. I have some curry blocks, so going to use that. We add water and it kind of like turns into like the sauce and everything. With the onions and potatoes. Honestly, that could work up well. For the potatoes, you may and onions, you may want to kind of slice them a bit on the thinner side. That way, they you can get them almost fried up in the pan and everything like that. They kind of work well with the sauce that way. Instead of it being more soupy, or kind of a chunky soup, it'd be more kind of like a steady, consistent kind of flavor across. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, depending on what you got in the pantry, send me what you were able to get, and I can maybe come up with something for you. Curry powder so I can make down that noodles, but no garlic. Ah. Welcome back. I am Isaac. No, welcome Rizboy. Hope you're well. I do apologize. This is actually the last race of the night, as it is getting late, and I am genuinely exhausted, but it is good to have you here. Right now, we are driving. We got done driving the BMW M1 Procar. We got that to level 10. We got that all maxed out. And this is the last race that'll get us maxed out in the BMW 2002 Turbo. Got a ton of meat, Arizona, and random vegetables. I think it's salted. Ooh, okay. Today was pretty good. A little bit tiring, though. I was out doing tests and everything like that on some field equipment. And it was raining pretty heavily, so I'm probably going to rest up a little bit after this stream. But thankfully I don't have too much dishes. There's not a whole lot for dishes, which is good. Oh. But yeah, I am a little bit exhausted. I was out in very cold, very wet weather, doing some field testing for engineering stuff. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. But it was fun though. I learned a lot. I learned a lot, which is good. You know, if you're learning something new, it is never a bad day, I'd say. Usually. Usually. There we go. Ranking is improved. Alright, sporty cars. Let's go. We got 4 options. So let's pull up our random number generator for the last time tonight. If it is a 1, it'll be the Civic. If it's a 4, it's a 2000 GT. Lots of historic cars with one modern one as well. Yeah, that's a 3. Ooh. The Hakosuka Skyline. Yeah. Yeah. That is nice. I'm looking forward to that now. I'm looking forward to driving that. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, just look at that car. 2-liter inline 6. Massive power for its time. This is gonna be good. Alright, good. We already have the limited slip differential locked. Very nice. But I'm going to be ending this stream here. It is super late. I am super tired. So I'm going to save the game and end this stream. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Let me know when we roll in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know when I'm poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Isaac Umbras. And wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is for you, may it be a great time. And I will see you all in the next stream. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.